19%. That's compared to a year ago. And this is, of course, heading into that financial sector. The bank managed to add 12,000 new customers to its base after launching what it called the cheapest transactional banking account in the country. That's called My World. Now, with the initiative raising operating costs for the company, the bank continues to look to tighten its credit business. I got to speak to the CEO, Basani Maluleke, and began by asking her whether she felt that African Bank had officially shed off the stigma from the bank's curatorship back in 2014.
I think we're making really good progress towards getting there. So I think there's also, we have to look at it in two different ways. So I think for the customers of African Bank who have been with us, for decades, we've known the brand for a long time, we have been loyal to the organization for a long time, they weren't really affected by the events of 2014. And I think for them, the fact that we've been working so hard to transform the organization in terms of refreshing our branch network, creating new channels, launching new products, for them, they just get an increasingly improved experience and a better perception of the brand. And I think that's one view of the brand question. The other view of the brand question really relates to the people who either lost money because they were funders of the organization and other stakeholders, right? From a regulator perspective, for example. I think for those people, it's going to take a while for us to get to a point where we can say that we've completely shed the skin of the past.
You can kind of tell with regards to the numbers, having had a better start, maybe a better kickstart from pre-2014. Perhaps things would have been a whole lot better. So what are you doing to kind of compensate somewhat?
So Arabile, everything that we do in the organization is designed to put us on a better footing. When you look at all the various metrics that we have around ROE, around increasing customer numbers, increasing customer satisfaction scores, etc., everything that we do every day is designed to get that improvement, and as a result, we do think that with every reporting cycle, we are on a better footing from the one where we were before. And I think it's a very, very important thing to recognize, that the bank is continually improving itself across many different metrics. And then I suppose the one question we always get asked is, when are you going to list? And we've always said that we will be in a position to list when we believe that we are a sufficiently investable proposition, having an ROE that is much more comparable to the other banks in the market. And currently, given that our ROE is at about 10.9%, we definitely aren't there yet. And at this point, we're aiming to have a 15% ROE in 2021. And I suppose at that point, we'll reevaluate whether or not it makes sense for us to consider a listing.
Now, transactional banking has obviously formed a real big part of your business. What was your hopes in achieving there? What were you trying to do exactly by, of course, launching My World? It is still the early stages, but what are the hopes with it there?
You're right, it is very new. We have just over 12,000 customers who are using the platform. When we have surveyed our customers about how they're enjoying the product, we've received a very positive response. So far, people are really enjoying using the product, but as you mentioned, it is early days. We wanted to launch the My World product because we know that customers typically buy products from the bank that is their primary bank. So, for example, you will go to the bank who has your transactional account or your check account to apply for a loan or to buy an investment product. So we know that having customers as our transactional customers means that we will be able to better cross-sell products into that base. The other thing that we wanted to do with the launch of My World was to launch something that is truly innovative and different in the market. And for the first time in South Africa, we have launched an account that has been deliberately built to share. It's been made to share, and this will be attractive specifically for people who have stock files, for example. So because you're able to open an account, you can add members onto the account who have the ability to view the account to make sure that the treasurer is not running away with the petty cash. And you can have members, you can view the account, you can make deposits into the account, and you can have two people who then have full transactional ability on the account, i.e. they can have cards and they can make withdrawals and make payments. So I think given that our society is so reliant on stock files and is so reliant on banking with other people, we think that this proposition will be unique in the market, and that it will have it will add a lot of mileage to how people like to bank.
So one would ask questions then around how you're able to obviously offer the cheapest transactional banking account and still offer the most competitive, I suppose, savings rates as well for consumers. How are you able to juggle all of that and ensure that it still remains credible at the same time?
We will be charging a fee for ATMs. It just won't be the highest fee in the market. And we'll be charging a fee for all other things that you do on the account, but it will just not be the highest fee in the market, because we believe that we will be able to get additional value from you being able to use the account and from us being able to access your behavioral information on the account. By that I mean, because you will have your transactional banking, we'll know what products to offer you. It's not just about opening accounts, right, which I think a lot of people talk about. It's really about making sure that people deposit their salaries into that account. So for us, that's the major focus. The other thing that's really important for us is on diversifying our balance sheet. That is getting more retail deposits onto the book. So that continues to be a big focus for us. We will continue to offer the highest rates on positive deposits. And one thing I want to mention for your audience as well is that we are the only bank in the country that will pay you or offer you the highest interest rates on your positive deposits from as little a deposit as 500 Rand. All other banks will only offer you the best rates if you have 100,000 Rand or more. And that's a fantastic value that we give to our customers. So we will continue to focus on getting more retail deposits onto the book. The other focus area for us as well is making sure that we provide the best customer service that there is. So as I stated in my results presentation, we know that the bank that is going to be successful as banking becomes more competitive is the one that is going to deliver the best customer service, is the one that is going to understand their customers better than anybody else, to be able to offer them products at a price point that makes sense and products that are relevant to what they want to do. So for us, it's really about making sure that operationally, we train our people appropriately to give you the best service. We continue to invest in our branch network to ensure that when you walk in there, it's a place where you want to be, where you want to spend your time, and continue to invest in our online platforms to make sure that they're easy to use and that they are intuitive, so people want to go on there and use them more often.
Congratulations there to African Bank, of course, Basani Maluleke there as CEO of African Bank there, and their interim earnings thus far. Now, Chris Polwane, who is Executive Head of Human Resources at the Public Investment Corporation, took the stand again this morning, and this time to complete his testimony answering to allegations of victimization of staff at the PIC. Now, Polwane says